My name is Lorraine Gritten, and I'm the CEO and owner of Champions Barber and Beauty Academy. So I started really young. I was actually 14 years old, just finished 8th grade. My mom had me go to school, which she owned a barber school at the time here in Waco. She had me go to school every day after school, on Saturdays, all through the summer, and it took me until I was about 15 and a half to get all my 1,500 hours. Then I had to wait a year before I was old enough legally to go take the test, which was 16 and a half, and that was actually in 1985, so you can do the math on how old I am right now. So I did, and I have always loved this profession. My mom had actually had me go to a lot of different legendary barbers here in the Waco area to work for. Before I was able to have my own at the age of 19, I had my own barbershop, and it's been a very rewarding career. I've never worked for anybody. I've always been an entrepreneur, and that's how I was raised. So the journey has been very fulfilling for me, and what it's done for not only my family and the champion team that we have created here at the school. And I can tell you that the passion that I feel for it is so strong, because I felt like I've never worked a day in my whole entire life. And when you are so passionate about something that you get to get up and do what you love every single day, it's really the best thing in life. You've hit a pinnacle when you get to have those opportunities. So I'm proud that we have an opportunity here for people to have what I've had. And through the years, 36 years, it's been the best experience to now give it back and forward to all the training, the years of education that I've had. I can give it back, but now I'm giving it back with an extra team of educators here that can take it a little bit further than I ever could. So I'm really proud of what we have developed here for the school. My husband and I, we own a couple barbershops, and back in 2017, I knew that we needed some more barbers, and there was a shortage, and the resurgence for the barbering industry was so huge. We saw every year there was another $1 billion worth of growth that was happening, and it just keeps on growing. And there was a time that I couldn't find anybody, and I was doing everything. I was working so hard, and I knew that I had an opportunity to create more jobs for our community. And the opportunity for me to go to school, it was a sacrifice. And I had a lot of sacrifices to leave not only my family, but I had to drive up to Fort Worth and do 30 hours of school and 30 hours behind the chair just so that I could make a difference in our Waco community. So everything played out the way it was supposed to, and now we've got plenty of barbers that we hire from our school that work for us, and we'll have multiple locations of Champion Salon and Barbers. What we ensure is that you get a standard of excellence. What I love about the school is the fact that we are very diversified. We want to make sure that the cosmetology and the barbering world are blurred together. I don't want a barber to not be able to cut hair and style hair and do women's hair. I do not want to have a cosmetologist not know how to use a pair of clippers. And that's what's been wrong with this industry, is they haven't meshed well together. And I knew that there was time for a change, and the change came from me being a barber through the 90s, and during that time there wasn't, barbers weren't, it wasn't cool to be a barber anymore. So what ended up happening is I had to learn how to do the Cosmo way. And then later on, 2017, there was the resurgence, and then it was time to go back to the roots. So that had all those years of hands-on training and experience and different trends that came through. I had to learn all of that, because I didn't get it when I went to barber school. So I earned it through spending money on education. And that, fast forward, led to what we have here at the school, is being very diversified. Everybody will know how to do everything to make a really good living for their families. According to Forbes, this industry of barbering is going to exceed $36 billion and growing by about 13% every single year. Men are doing more things. The modern man is manscaping more than ever, and they're wanting to do the things that women have been doing all these years. So between hair removal, facials, manicures, pedicures, styling hair, straight razor shaves, all the beautiful beards, and all the product knowledge that goes with it, we give that to them. If you give 110% to this profession, you will be hireable. There will be so many people who will want to hire you. They call our school every single day wanting to hire professional barbers, and we are putting out the best of the best. And I'm excited about your future.
So my name is Wendy Mays. Everybody calls me Miss Red. I am barber and cosmetology educator at Champions. I've been in the industry for 30 years. Been doing this since I was 17. I love it. I tried to do other things, but that didn't work out. I always came back to hair. I chose this industry for one because I wanted to work for myself. I was a single mom, and I kind of understand like what it means to actually have your own schedule, to be able to work for yourself. Was really, really hard in the beginning, but in the end, it was very rewarding. So the great thing about being an educator here at Champions is we're in the process of building a really, really cool team. I understand what students' real needs are. Being out in the industry and working in corporate stores and actually private stores or private salons and barbershops, I actually understand the constant need that they're going to need on a daily basis. So I think the most important thing is being able to understand where students are coming from. A lot of students will come into our school and they already know the haircutting part, which is considered the practical part of it, but then they don't understand the theory part. So that's where us as educators and our team decide to learn to put those two things together to help them build their present skills, their current skills, and the past skills. And then it also becomes their own little personal kind of techniques like. I think why students should choose Champions, for one, we're different from any other school in Waco. We are setting the bar for barber schools as far as education level. We don't teach out of the old textbook way. Everything is pretty much online, so students are able to do the work at home or where they choose to. It makes it more flexible for them, so they don't have to actually focus on just work in the book. So I think that's what makes us super different from any other school is our education. These students actually get to use the skill sets that are taught here and real world experiences. So they're able to go on cruises to actually work in cruise ships. They can actually go work for themselves in a private salon. There's so many new things that are popping up in our industry now. They have things called salon suites where students are actually able to go into their own space and call it their shop. So they have so many other things that they can actually go out and do within the community, giving back. Those are really good things that we kind of focus on too as well, is helping out with different agencies so that students can get that experience while they're in school.
My name is Jermaine Stinson. Everybody calls me Tank. I'm former military, a former infantryman. I was an airborne paratrooper. I've been to Afghanistan a couple times. Did that whole thing, you know. So that was my life before I actually became a barber. What made me get into this industry was when I seen my ex-wife. She was a hairstylist and she also was in the military as well. Once she got out, she had like unlimited amounts of freedom. And that's one thing, of course, as a soldier, we were subjected to a lot of rules, different things like that. And I wanted some of that freedom. And I seen the type of money she was making. Like I said, she was calling her own shots. She was going, doing her own thing, whether she be at the shop or if she was doing hair somewhere else, doing mobile services and things like that. The reason why I chose to be an educator is mainly because I figured with my injuries from the military, I wouldn't be able to be behind the chair as long as I thought I could. So because I soaked up the information that was given to me, I could regurgitate this all day long. It's easy for me to be able to teach somebody or to relay a message, if you will. So this is exactly why I wanted to be an educator. Not to mention, I started seeing something like being from where I'm from, my environment I grew up in, most people would call it the hood, all right? Well, some of those quote-unquote hood barbers didn't offer a lot of things that I thought they should have been offering as far as what I learned when I became an educator. So, or it just seemed like the profession was kind of getting dumbed down or watered down, if you will. And so I just wanted to help bring the quality back, especially now as an educator. I could teach those same qualities to my students now. Champions, since I've been here, I've had the freedom to be able to teach exactly how I want to teach. Some people have a certain style. Some people are expected to conform to what their school policies are and different things like that. Well, with Champions still being new, we're still developing a lot of those policies, and it feels good to be able to have a hand in that. You know, I get to feel like I'm one of the pioneers to help create the school and the foundation that we're standing upon with it. As far as the brand itself, I've learned to take myself. I don't have to take myself so seriously with some of the people that I've encountered here, being Kevin and Lorraine. Like I said, I'm coming from the infantry world. You know, it's either life or death in some situations. Well, I don't have to take it as much. I don't have to be in that mode as much while I'm here. But I do still want my students to understand, like, hey, there are certain decisions, you know, that will either make you or break you, stop you from eating a meal that night, possibly losing out on clientele or whatever the case is. So just be smart about the decisions that you make. I also believe that Miss Wendy is another reason why I'm here. We worked at our last school together, and we've seen some of the things that were going on there that we liked and we didn't like. And now, like I said, with Champions starting new or starting fresh, that we can add our own ingredients to kind of make it the Champion way.
My name's Kevin Gritten, and my wife and I own Champions Barber and Beauty Academy. We also are the proud owners of Champions Salon and Barber. They are two professional locations here in Waco, Texas. The way we got started was kind of crazy sometimes, but my wife is a barber. She started this vision, and it has grown into something that we're very, very proud of to this day. And I even happen to have the pleasure of being in barber school right now to get my barber's license. And so I can understand what the students go through, what the teachers experience, and be able to help make this a better place. Because I feel if you know how to do the job from the ground up, you can do a better job of being a manager and a leader and grow with the company. We're a young school, and we have been creating a lot of the culture from the very beginning, from the ground up. And what I love about this is that we have such an open communication. The staff feels free to inject their opinions into what makes the school better, what the school shouldn't be doing. Because at the end of the day, our goal is to make sure all these barber students go on and prosper. We want to see every one of these students become better and grow and be proud that they look back upon this time in this school, that they know they made the right choice by coming to Champions Barber and Beauty Academy. We don't want to just get you in and get you out. We want you to be a part of the family. We want you to become a barber today.
Become a barber today.
Become a barber today.
Become a barber today.
Come see how champions are built. Come schedule a tour today at Champions Barber and Beauty Academy.